Hey guys, what's up? I'm Angel Saunders here with the Real Housewives of New Jersey after show. And tonight on season 10, episode 340, Fancy and Free, we're talking parenting problems, also parties and apologies. The after show starts now.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, the buzz.
Hey guys. Hey, what's up? Oh my gosh, we got some girl power going on tonight. But Russell's here in spirit, just not here in the studio. So what's up? I got my girl Bree, who is, of course, on the panel with me. She is a real Jersey girl.
Hey guys.
So where else should she be but the Real Housewives of New Jersey after show?
Obviously.
So let's get right into this episode. Season 10, episode 3. We're talking 40 and Fancy Free. I'm not sure what that means.
I have no idea what that title means.
I can see if they said fancy and free, like, oh,
Right.
we're free, but whatevs. Episode, I think it was fun. I love a good party episode and the things that lead up to that. What'd you think about it?
I think it was super light. It was nice, easygoing, a nice calm before the Jamaican storm that we have brewing next episode.
Yeah. But this episode did have, I think, some cool things as far as like with the family dynamic and issues. We saw a lot of parenting dynamics. So let's jump right into that. We had Jennifer's daughter was actually talking to her about the video where Jennifer was making fun of Jackie.
Yeah.
And I'm watching this, like, Jennifer's daughter seems more mature than her.
Absolutely. I think everybody's daughter is more mature.
Yes. I don't know about my situation. I'm a little childish. But I have a good heart though.
No, I mean on the show. On the show.
Oh,
the
right,
girl.
right.
Yeah, the girl.
Not in life.
No,
See,
not in
I'm
life.
childish and like a blonde at heart. So then we also had Marge, Margaret. I was gonna say Marge Senior. Margaret was like sad about Marge Senior because she's like, you know, growing up, she always felt like her mom wasn't really there like she needed to be. And she still felt those same like emotions coming out this episode.
Yeah, and I think it's understandable. And I kind of look at Margaret and I feel like she still feels like that little girl trying to get her mom to notice her and doing anything to say, you know, pay attention to me. Look at all the good I'm doing. Spend time with me.
Yeah, and it's so unfortunate. Like, she was crying in her confessionals saying that, you know, you would think that you would grow up and be over some of these issues, but it's like still to this day, like she's still crying over it. And her mom just didn't even seem to catch on.
Yeah, because you can't get past something if you don't talk about it.
Yeah, and her mom is like either clueless or she just really doesn't care.
I think it's both.
Right, because it's like even at Melissa's party, like Margaret was like, well, yeah, Mom, I know if I ever need to see you, all I have to do is come to a party. And her mom's like, yeah, I love parties.
I love a turn up.
Like, girl, what? Like,
Okay,
calm down.
Margaret.
First of all, I don't even know why all the parents were there, but whatever.
I
Like-
guess because I mean, I like when all the parents come together because it's different generations. And
Yeah.
I love seeing people there for Nono and, you know, spending time with each other.
I mean, it's nice because that's important. Family is definitely important, but am I wrong to be like, save that for Thanksgiving? Like, let the turn up be the friends?
I think it's also just in the culture. You remember they're Italian, so family, friends, everybody comes together for anything big.
That's true. And also, speaking of family, we saw Joe and Teresa's prison phone call. And honestly, every time they talk about this, it's always like, of course, it's sad because this is a family split up and you can see how the daughters are really affected by this. But Joe made a comment about, I guess, the system. He said he didn't say who they were, but I assume the system. He's like, they're trying to keep a father away from his kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, you're in jail. So
Well, not only that, but Nono made the point of saying that he told Joe he should have become a citizen years ago, and he's the one that kept procrastinating.
Yeah.
So nobody separated you from your family, but you committed these crimes. You didn't do what you had to do to become a citizen.
Right. It's like really playing the blame game. When you committed these crimes, you knew they were illegal. When you were doing it, you didn't get your citizenship. So it's like now that you got caught and you're doing time and, you know, being deported and stuff, now you want to say they want to split us up.
Yeah.
Boy.
It was all you, though, Joe.
You did that.
You weren't thinking about your 4 daughters and your 20-year marriage when you were doing all this
and
stuff.
That's really sad and like so irresponsible and hurtful. So, I mean... Teresa said it was like draining, and I
feel
agree.
her.
Yeah, and I mean, but they weren't even the only ones who was having parenting issues. We've already talked about Margaret and Marge Sr. We've talked about Jennifer and her daughter, Joe and his daughters. But then there was also Dolores and her dad, and they were having like some talks about his health and things like that. And it was like, dang, he went in for an eye check and came out with a whole bunch of other problems.
Yeah, it's just scary how things can just lead from one thing to another. But what dawned on me just now is also the fact that he is a man, and men are notorious for avoiding doctors at any cost.
Or citizenships.
And citizenships. And so, but they're really good at getting themselves into trouble and not knowing what to do to get themselves out of it.
Yeah.
Or passing the blame when they get in trouble.
Yeah. And I also liked how the father, Dolores' dad, brought up like her relationship with Frank and was like, what are you guys doing? Because
David.
I get Frank confused because my next topic is Dolores is just like always with him. I guess we'll talk about that at Melissa's party.
I feel
We'll save that for another topic, but right now we do have a message for our viewers.
Yes, thank you everybody for tuning in every single week, watching us here at AfterBuzz TV. Thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We could not make it without you all. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on everything we got going on YouTube. Make sure you give us a 5-star rating on iTunes if you're listening to us there, and follow us on all our social media platforms. We have so much going on here at AfterBuzz TV. We have a lot of different after shows for dramas, crimes, other reality shows, comedies, movie reviews. So make sure you visit our YouTube page and just keep being fabulous.
I like that. And that. And we're even going to have like a Christmas like channel and stuff too out here.
Really?
You know, the holidays are right around the corner. Hey, I'm a Christmas baby. December 21st. Shout out to the Sagittarius out there.
Okay.
And that kind of reminds me a little bit with the parenting talk. That also was Joe and Teresa's jail talk. So we actually can jump right into Melissa's party, which so we saw a lot of familiar faces, including I don't know why I'm like laughing right now.
Why are you laughing? Hold on.
I'm happy to be here.
Oh.
So we saw some familiar faces, including Ramona from Real Housewives of New York. And I love Ramona. She's like, do you remember that? I don't know if you kept up with that. Well, I don't know. It was like it was a meme. It went viral. So maybe you just like saw it on Instagram. She was like walking a catwalk and her eyes were like all bugged out. I wish, dang man, I wish I could have like had that pulled up, but it was very laughable, but I don't want nobody to say I'm being mean. But so at Melissa's party, I mean, what did you think of that? She kind of went all out.
I thought it was really nice and simple. I think it fit the description of what she wanted perfectly. She wanted something kind of glamorous, a little dated, like she said, the 80s, 70s theme or something like that, but still simple and sophisticated. And she pulled it off. I mean, I'm not surprised. She literally gave the event planner all reins.
Yeah, I didn't see too much of that theme though.
You didn't?
No, I mean, I saw, her jumpsuit was like the sparkly jumpsuit, and I saw Margaret had like the tassels and stuff, but like what everyone else had on, I'm trying to think. Yeah,
the guests didn't dress to the theme, but the decor was more the theme.
Yeah, and even like the models, I saw they had like the gold metallic headscarves and things like that. So that was pretty cool. And she started the day off getting breakfast in bed by her man, and they're so in love. But of course, there wasn't as much drama though at the party as I thought it would be, because we actually had an apology. So that was real nice.
Yeah, I think it speaks for Jennifer's maturity, though, to show that a cliffhanger in the episode is her apologizing to Jackie. Something so simple as an apology had to be gassed and dramatized.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just say sorry.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's like pride and ego and things like that get in the way. And it's also like your influences around you. But I did want to say like kudos to Jennifer, because even when the scene when Teresa comes up and grabs Margaret and pulls her away, like she doesn't speak to Jackie. And it's like even Jennifer was looking like, wow. And she still kept on talking to Jennifer. Like they've said in the past, Jennifer's trying to like be all Teresa's bud and stuff like that. But it's like, no, she said she talked to her daughter. Her daughter said, Mom, I think you need to apologize. And that's what she did. And she didn't like try to play both sides or like act funny or anything like that. Like she apologized. And even when Teresa was still like, I'm not going to speak to her, Jennifer was still speaking to her. So I thought that was really nice.
Yeah, that's why I really love when they incorporate Jennifer's kids in the episodes, because it shows a different side of her. Because last season she was just, I could not stand Jennifer. But now when I see her kids and she's just so much more human and more likable, and it's like, wow, she has a conscience, she has a heart.
Yeah, I mean, it shows a different side of her kids too, because like last season, they were kind of like just jumping all around. And I know sometimes people say don't talk about kids, and that's the whole reason why they were mad at Jackie, because she called the kids spoiled. But it's like, come on.
But the thing is, though, she didn't even really say that the kids were spoiled. What she really kind of said was, I hope that they stay sweet.
She did. That was at the end of her article.
Right. And so that's why I don't understand why people keep glossing over that fact. It's like everybody just wants a reason to be mad. Not to say I'm Team Jackie, but right is wrong is wrong. And if you're going to be mad at someone, be mad at them for the right reason.
Yeah. And just watching the show, you can see like, I don't know, there was so many like instances where I'm just like, man, I don't know, they need discipline or something.
They do. Yeah. Did you see her son climbing the side of the house?
I remember she went to the office where her husband works, and I think like the kids were just like really bothering the receptionist, and and it's like the receptionist like couldn't really say anything because you know, this is your boss's kids and you're on a TV show, and like, guess I'm just gonna have to let this kid climb over me and just be loud and annoying. It's like, they never told them anything. And it's, I don't know, you just really have to watch that, because just because you love your kids doesn't mean everybody loves kids. Right. Like, get this loud child out of my ear. Like, but I work for you, so I can't say that.
So can't say it, exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing that happened that I kind of want to touch on too was the Teresa approaching Margaret about the whole Danielle thing.
Yeah.
Because Teresa started off really strong when she was talking to Joe, and she's like, well, make sure you tell Margaret and Jackie to keep my name out their mouths or I'm going to go off. And then she went to Margaret really sweet and said, you know, I heard that you were sad, and I just don't get what it is about Danielle that Teresa is just super duper blind to.
I don't know, because even Joe, her brother, was talking to her at the house and was like, so there's 5 people who don't get along with her.
Yeah.
You don't see like a percentage or like a pattern, or like, how are you not seeing this? Like, everyone has a problem with her, and you're just like, la, 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 la. Like, I don't understand it. But also, we cannot forget at this party, Dolores and Frank, who I was speaking about David earlier, but I accidentally called him Frank because David was not at the party, but Frank was. And so we were talking earlier about how Dolores said that they're equals.
Yeah.
Disrespectful. So disrespectful to say that your ex, who you were married to and have a kid with, and who's always around, and you're like hugging
and
them.
who was cheating on you.
But it's the fact that this is someone who you were super intimate with, and you're still so close to him, and you're saying that he's equal as your current that you're supposed to be in love with, and then the current doesn't go, but then the ex does. And even Joe made a comment there, like, raise your hand. Like, who thinks that Frank's still sleeping with Dolores? Like,
but it's behavior that's being allowed.
Right.
That's the thing. If
David used to put his foot down.
If Dolores had a man that was going to put his foot down and say, look, this is what I'm not tolerating separating, and this is what I'm okay with. I understand that you're a strong woman, and I respect that. But this cannot continue. This is inappropriate. But like I said, David's a sucker, and he's going to allow it.
Yeah, I would never play that, and like I wouldn't even let it get that far. Like the first time I see it, maybe the first time I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to come off as crazy, which I am. But, you got to hide it a little bit in the beginning. But at least second time, I'm going to be like, hey, babe, nah. Like, that's not going to work for me. And if you keep doing it, or if you try it a third time, then it's a wrap. Like,
you try it a second time. Once I tell you something, and then I give you that opportunity to change your behavior, and then you still don't, it's a wrap. I'm not going to sit around and allow you to keep on disrespecting me.
To be honest, we probably never would have gotten in a relationship, because I'm pretty sure that, before he said, okay, let's make this official, that he had met him, or like, I don't know, Frank, the as hands-on as Frank seems, I feel like David had to have like known what he was getting himself into, and that would just be a turnoff to me. Mm-hmm. Like, I do not find that cute. I do not find it funny or like anything that you're doing that type of stuff. I remember last season, Frank was washing Dolores' car or something like that, and he squirted her with the hose and made a joke about getting her wet. And
so Frank.
But that's so inappropriate because David was in the picture. He wasn't in that scene, but it's Dolores not saying, hey.
It's allowed.
Right. So what you allow will continue.
Will continue, and it will escalate and get worse.
Yeah, and I don't like it. And I don't see how Dolores doesn't see that. I'm pretty sure fans have to like call her out on stuff
Dolores
like that.
Is just someone that likes things her way and just doesn't care.
I guess she got the right little doormat, a.k.a. David. But do we have some news to get into?
Oh, yeah. We got news. We always got news.
TV news.
So we're going to start off with Dolores kind of going in a little bit about... Oh, well, first we're going to... Yeah. Okay. So Dolores was going in at BravoCon. She was there with Teresa, and she was kind of just sharing her thoughts about how she felt Joe handled the whole interview after getting deported that they did with Watch What Happens Live. And Teresa laughed and said, Dolores basically called her and said, yeah, he's a effing asshole. Just with how rude he was, the way he was talking, and he was just kind of callous throughout the whole thing. So, Dolores is never too shy to, not too shy to share her opinion. So she was just saying that she saw so much change in Teresa when she was serving her time in jail. And then Joe came out and he was still the same person.
Yeah.
So she was really disappointed in that. Also, at BravoCon, Teresa spilled a little tea about her brother Joe Gorga, who she referred to as the runaway groom, because Melissa was the third woman that he's proposed to.
Yeah.
And so he was originally engaged to a girl he dated for a really long time when they were young, for about 10 years.
Dang, wasted her time.
Yeah, like when they were 16 they met. Then and so that phased out, they broke up. Then he met another second girl he proposed to. That didn't work out because Teresa and Teresa's mother actually didn't get along with her. And then finally, Melissa came along and he proposed to her. And then Teresa and her mother basically said, we're staying out of that. And she actually went on to say that Melissa moved into his house a month after she met him. They got engaged in 4 or 5 months. Everything happened in 10 months, but it was his third engagement. Me and my mother kept our mouths shut. We were like, you know what? Let him marry this one. And that's what it was. But they actually, Teresa and Melissa actually got along really well when they first met. And then things just fell apart. So
I guess when you know, because when people get engaged and stuff like that super quick, or when you move in after a month, it's like, I feel like it takes way longer than that to actually know somebody. Like,
it does, but you also don't really know someone until you live with them.
Yeah. And I don't know, but they seem to really enjoy themselves. Like, they seem like the couple on the show that has like the least amount of drama. Like, Joe is head over heels. Well, can you still use that term with men, head over heels?
Of course, why not?
I don't know. He don't wear heels.
heels, but he has heels on his feet like everybody
Okay.
else.
I was thinking of like the actual shoe. Well, Joe seems head over heels for Melissa. Like literally, he even like licks on her feet, which I think is gross. Have you seen that before?
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I had a throwback in my mind.
Yeah, like unless she's just getting out of the tub and you carry her to somewhere, like.
Well, that's love.
Yeah, but last season, they were on a vacation, I believe Bimini, and she was getting off the boat. She had like sandals on. Now you know if you have sandals on, your feet still can get like dirty and dusty. And he's like licking on her feet. I'm like, first of all, that's unsanitary. So there's nothing sexy about that.
You're always worried about the wrong thing. It's romantic.
I'm skipping over the romance and going straight to the germs. But I mean. They seem to be the couple that has the least amount of drama.
Yeah, I don't think, look, the amount of time you spend with somebody, it's kind of just numbers. At the end of the day, it's just about the vibe. So 3 times the charm, 3 times the charm.
Right. All right, well, is that what you have for news?
Yes, that's all I have for news.
All right, well, we have our predictions to get into.
We have tweets also.
We have the tweets. We have the segment. You know, I don't know what's going on in my brain, but we've got the tweets.
Okay. So our first tweet we have from Psychology Bravo says, the dads are really stealing the show this season. Dolores' dad is officially one of my favorite parent Bravo lebs. He was dope. I love him. He was the chief of police in Paterson, New Jersey. That's hood. Okay? So he's a strong guy. And that at Jersey Joe said, OMG, here we go again. I'm sorry, but Margaret brings nothing to this show. Boring AF. Real Housewives of New Jersey needs to get rid of her, Jennifer, and Jackie.
I mean, do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. I feel like Margaret is dope. I think she's funny. And I like that she is not getting along with every single person. I feel like that would have been boring. I think Jennifer is fun to make fun of.
Jennifer's cool, but I do think that there could be, I don't know, it's missing something, because even with Danielle being a villain, like we have the drama with her and stuff, but I don't know. I think they could spice things up.
They need to bring Caroline back.
Spice it
That's
up.
what I think. At Allie1775 says, F that. Jennifer, if you can't apologize sober, then don't bother. It's like telling the person you're dating that you love them while you're in bed or drunk. It's not sincere.
So I actually disagree with that. Only because she had already had the conversation before she was drunk. Like, she had the conversation with her daughter. She already had it in her mind that she wanted to apologize. Because just because she talked to her daughter about it doesn't mean she had to go through with it. She also, she was drinking at the party, but that's what.
But she said she
do.
had to get drunk so she could apologize.
She did say that, but maybe she just wants to knock the edge off a little bit. I don't know. I still think that she was already planning to do it.
She was. Yeah, she was. So at Big Broad Sports says, children are smarter and better than their parents on Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Yeah, we did say that.
We definitely agree with that. And at Real_Housewives says, Teresa had no issue spending her fraudulent millions, though.
Hey. I mean, like, we don't have no comment on that. I guess we know what we do in that situation.
So the last tweet we have was so funny to me because, they're preparing for this Jamaica trip. At Wives Tonight said, do you guys remember when Joe fell super hard when he was alone in the hotel room last season? That was epic. So I had to pull up that video to remind you guys of what happened. Let's see. That thing was hilarious.
Wait, drunk yes, it's also the sound effects. Is the when he got up, it's like he couldn't believe it happened. But I'm the snort. Oh my gosh, I feel like you do that every episode. But I want to thank you for pulling that up, you and J. Lil for pulling that up, because last season I actually missed it because I think I was like writing something down. Like I was watching the episode, but I was like looking down. Look at that. He just like fell to the side. He like it was the most awkward trip because he just kind of tilted over. It's like he didn't stumble over anything.
He's such a burly guy, and he's so muscular that he bounced on the ground.
No, like, thank you so much, because I missed it last season when we were watching it. So that was perfect. I saw like when he was getting up. I never saw the actual fall until now. So
that was so funny.
Perfect. That was beautiful, guys. So speaking of the Jamaica trip, let's go ahead and get into our predictions.
Yes.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
So I predict lots of fun because it's Jamaica. How can you not have fun somewhere so beautiful? I also predict drama. I'm thinking maybe Jackie and Teresa, because Jackie doesn't seem to back down. We know Teresa doesn't back down. And I'm not going to say it was rude that Teresa didn't speak, because I'm also the kind of person, like, if I don't like you, I'm not going to be mean to you, but I'm not going to be in your face. Like, you're going to know. But, all Teresa did was not speak to her, but you could see how awkward it was. So I think that that's going to get brought up.
I predict a lot of people are going to be saying "mon" a lot. And I would like to announce that Jamaicans have more words than just "mon."
That's all they walk around saying.
Please respect my people. We have a bigger vocabulary than that. Thank you. I also think that I feel like Dolores is going to get fed up with Jackie because we know Dolores rides for Teresa. She's very loyal. So I just feel like this trip is going to start something between Jackie and Dolores. And I think eventually we're going to get to a really big blow up between Danielle and Teresa, because they keep predicting that, you have to watch Danielle, you have to watch her, be careful, watch her back. And Teresa's acting like she's so naive. So I think it's going to lead to something.
That'll be interesting to see.
I'm
I
excited.
definitely be down to see that. I also want to see David put his foot down.
That's not going to happen. So you might have to go to sleep and dream about it.
I'm not going to say it bothers me, because that's them. I know I would never allow that, but it's just like, I don't understand it, but whatevs. So I guess we'll just go ahead and have to see next week.
Yes.
Well, I think we may be off soon.
The week after.
Okay, the week after. Yeah, because the holidays are right around the corner.
Yes. And then we have a guest on December 4th.
Yeah, so that's going to be exciting. You guys stay tuned for that, because we will have a Real Housewives of New Jersey
Kim D.
person. So, all right, until next time, you guys, you can find us on social media and online. I'm on Instagram daily at Angel Saunders. That's ANGELSAUNDERS.
And you can find me on Instagram at IamB_Chianne, CHIANNE.
Yay!
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.